Hello, Hector. How are you? Have a seat.
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
Hello, my name's David. We're going to be doing a little session today. But before we get started, I want to tell you about the informed consent form. That just means that everything we say and talk about will be confidential. It won't be shared with anybody without your written consent. There are exceptions. The exceptions are that anything that you say that that I may deem that could be injurious to another person or to yourself, I would have to report that to the appropriate authorities. And the last exception would be a supervisor. My supervisor will have access to this for training purposes. Do you understand these?
Yes, I understand.
So what brings you here today? How can I help you?
Well, I guess I'm having a problem at home with everyone's trying to get me to reach out and get help. Started off with my injuries, car accident 5 months ago.
Tell me about your injuries. Were you in the hospital?
I was in a car accident that landed me in the hospital for 4 long months.
Okay.
I suffered one leg and hip permanent damage, and I will probably end up using this cane you see in my hand right here and with a limp. And also my right arm and shoulder cannot lift any heavy thing, and I have limited mobility.
It must be very difficult to adjust to being strong and athletic, or just physically able to being injured and with the possibility of having permanent damage.
Yeah.
How do you deal with your stress? What are you doing at home?
Right now, I'm not doing nothing. I'm just trying to just distance myself from everyone, avoid interaction. I just stay home, watch TV, and drink.
Oh, so you've been at home, recuperating, kind of relaxing after your traumatic ordeal, and you've been drinking, you said?
Yeah, nobody understands my disability, so I just stay home and watch TV and drink.
All right. Well, now that drinking has been brought up, your social worker that referred you here gave you a test called the Audit Alcohol Use Disorders Identification Test, and you had filled it out before we came. I'd like to go over that with you now, if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay. First question is, how often do you have a drink containing alcohol? And you answered 4 or more times a week.
Yeah, that is true.
Okay. Second question, how many drinks containing alcohol do you have on a typical day when you are drinking? And you answered 5 to 6.
Yep.
Okay. Was that the normal number of drinks you'd have before your accident?
No, not at all. Before my accident, I didn't drink. Just occasionally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Third question is, how often do you have 6 or more drinks on one occasion? You answered weekly. So once or more throughout the week, you said you have 6 or more drinks?
That is true.
Okay. How often during the last year have you found that you were not able to stop drinking once you had started? You answered weekly. So once or more per week, you couldn't stop drinking?
Yeah.
So you would drink once you started throughout the whole day?
Yeah, I would start 1, then maybe 2, then go lunchtime, dinner time, and go through the day.
How often during the last year have you failed to do what was normally expected of you because of drinking? You answered less than monthly.
Yeah.
What was it that you failed to do during
I failed a lot of things, but I most recently failed the fact that I was supposed to help my daughter.
Oh, I see.
And I wasn't there for her, so that makes me feel like crap.
That must be very hard to handle, having disappointed somebody you care for.
Yep.
Okay, the next question is, how often during the last year have you needed a first drink in the morning to get yourself going after a heavy drinking session? You answered never.
That is right.
That's good. So you have some responsibility, and you tell yourself that, I shouldn't continue drinking, and in the morning, you never feel physically so bad that you need another drink?
No.
That's good to hear. How often during the last year have you had a feeling of guilt or remorse after drinking? You answered less than monthly.
Yeah.
Could you tell me about that time?
Well, every time I drink, I do feel guilty because I'm a family person. I should be strong. I need to support my family.
So there are consequences. You have guilt. You have, on occasion, neglected to pick up your daughter on time.
Mm-hmm.
So there are consequences from your drinking that you could see even before you got here.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Next question is: have you or someone else been injured because of your drinking? You
No,
answered no.
no,
That's good. So you've never fallen, injured, cut yourself, broken a bone?
no, because
No,
I'm
no.
always at home.
Oh, so you don't drink and drive or anything like that?
No.
Very good. That's very responsible. You don't want to injure anybody else. That's very good. Has a relative, friend, doctor, or other healthcare worker been concerned about your drinking or suggested you cut down? And you answered yes during the last year. Could you give me
Yeah.
an example of somebody
Well,
like that?
as my family has reached out to me, but I avoid them all the time. My siblings, my parents, everyone, always on my case. And I just feel, the thing they don't understand is I have a disability now, and I'm ashamed of myself. I feel shameful. I feel angry. I feel everything, especially depressed.
Okay, so I hear that you, because of your injuries and your inability to do the work you once did and your inability to provide for your family, you feel shame, guilt, depression, and it's causing you to drink more.
I would say so.
And drinking is having an effect on your relationship with your wife and family. And
Yeah, yeah.
okay, could you tell me a bit about your culture?
Well, I'm a Hispanic, as you could see.
Mm-hmm.
Family, Hispanic, close-knit family. We were once, close, doing things together, have family gatherings.
You mentioned that you don't interact with your family any longer. Is that because of your injury?
Yeah, because you know why? I avoid interaction because all they do is remind me of what I no longer can do.
I understand. It must be very difficult
You
to
know?
see an example before you of what you once were capable
Yeah.
of, and now with your injuries and especially with your arm, you cannot do what you have done for almost 20 years now.
Yeah, as you see here, I was a construction worker
Okay.
since high school.
So, does your culture or have your families often drink during occasions? Was drinking a part of your daily life?
No.
No. Okay. So,
No, we only drank holidays and gatherings. It wasn't part of my life.
okay, but since your injury, you've increased your alcohol consumption.
I have nothing else to do.
Okay, so I understand that you value family, you value your children, your wife, your parents, and their concern for you has caused you more and more stress. And to deal with the stress, you have started drinking more than you ever have before. Is that correct?
True.
Okay. Let's see. Tell me about a time you didn't drink. How was your relationships going on then?
I didn't drink, Home life was good.
How about the children?
Children, I was active in their lives.
Okay.
Did a lot of things together. But I know right now they're worried about me and I'm not there for them, so.
Okay. So your cultural beliefs, value, and family is bringing up a discrepancy about how your behaviors have allowed you to treat your wife and children. Your family is being valued culturally, but behaviorally, you ignore them and you get angry. You don't spend time with your children.
Yeah.
So that's something we might look into, an issue.
Yeah.
So have you been to any physical therapy lately?
I'm scheduled for my first physical therapy, but I don't know if they can fix me. I hope so.
So you've been home this whole month, but yet you have not gone to any physical therapy?
Not yet, because this drinking, I've been home depressed. I don't feel ready to be out.
It's very difficult to go in what you're going through, and an adjustment period is normal, and we're here to make that period a little less hurtful, less strainful. So physical therapy would be wonderful for you to start doing. It would motivate you. It would build your range of motion, build your strength back up, and perhaps even, if we're lucky, you can return to your job that you had once done. I mean, building homes and what have you. So have you looked into any other types of employment now that you've been off? I know you cannot at this time.
Well, you know, I was involved with my family construction business
Okay.
since high school,
Yes.
and I cannot do the job no more.
I see that you have.
So what am I supposed to do?
Well, I understand that you work for your family construction business. Do they happen to have any office jobs, some managerial jobs that you could transition into? Have you spoken to your father about that? Your family about that?
I haven't thought about that. I haven't thought about any other job but the job that I always had.
Okay. Well, that's another issue we're going to explore a little bit. And other than working in the family business, have you considered perhaps retraining yourself, going back to school?
Not right now, but maybe.
Okay. So, tell me, rate your ability to change from 1 to 10, 10 being the easiest, 1 being the hardest. Where are you in that
I'm
scale?
1 because I feel like crap. But I know I've been going through some difficulties. I know this I have to get used to my life changes. But I'd like to be, maybe 5. Maybe 5. 5, 6, somewhere around there.
Okay, so you're at a 1. What would change to bring that 1 up to the 5 you hope to be at one day? What would happen in your life that would make it easier for you to change?
I guess, I don't know. Working?
Working, okay.
Yeah.
Getting a job, finding employment, applying for places.
Yeah.
How about reduction of your drinking and reducing the strain, the concern of your family, and your time spent on the couch? Would that be another thing that might raise your 1 up to a 5 or higher?
I think so because I'm just home and drinking.
Okay.
But I think once I get busy, my mind is off of things, maybe I can have more time and less time at home drinking.
Okay, I think we have some goals now. First goal, I think, which would be the most important goal, it would be to reduce your drinking, to improve your relationship with your family, make it more in line with your cultural beliefs and your values, being provider for your family, and also going to therapy would be another goal that would be advantageous for you to build up your strength and possibly get back, if not fully, partially, into what you once did.
Yeah.
How is religion in your life? Are you a religious person?
Very religious. I pray all the time, but I haven't been to church, to be honest, because of these injuries. So because I haven't been to church, I haven't been going to church with my kids or my wife.
Okay. Religion is very important, and I see that you are a very religious man, and religion gives you support, a foundation, and it is a place to go and talk when you don't feel you can talk to other people. That might be a resource you can look into using to unburden yourself from the thoughts that are going through your mind of being less than because of your injuries.
Yeah.
Okay, so those goals, let's recap what we've talked about now. First and most important goal, I believe, would be reduction of your drinking to improve your family life and to improve your health prospects, because drinking and a sedentary lifestyle is not good for anybody. It could high blood pressure,
medication. Too, yeah.
Yes, the medication that you may or may not be prescribed in your due to your depression has a direct effect on how much you drink. They may or may not give it to you at all if the amount you drink might be conflicting with the medication, have side effects. So that's another reason to reduce your drinking. Apply or speak to your family about working in the office to get you employed, provide for your family. Physical therapy to improve your strength and mobility, and your perhaps one day you can get back swinging the hammer again like you've been doing for these past nearly 20 years. and utilizing the resources that are at your disposal, such as church, and speaking to family members who are more than willing, I'm sure, to listen to your concerns.
Yeah.
Do those things sound
Yeah, I
doable?
should get back into church and
Good? That's a good idea. I believe that's a very good idea. So I'm going to assign those things to you as homework before our next meeting the following week. Between now and then, we'll do those. Well, you will be doing those things, looking into job prospects. Consider reducing your drinking, church, and physical therapy, all as goals. And when we meet next week on the same day, Thursday, we'll discuss what you've done in the meantime and where we can go from there, and how your life might have been improved during this short time span by attempting or heading towards those goals. Does that sound good?
yeah, that sounds good.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you. I hope to see you again next week. And in the meantime, we're going to get to work.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for coming. Bye-bye.
Bye.